Hi Horseland, it's ROPEDGE again. Today I'm going to do a text tutorial. So through my coding series, I have gotten a few requests about how do I make my font look fancy, how do I style links, how do I style bold, italic, underlined text. So basically things like that is what I'm going to teach you how to do. So we're going to start off with individually showing how to change it here, and then we're basically just going to copy and paste it to make it flow into our layout here. So let's go ahead and start off with showing you how I'm doing my code. You don't have to worry about doing this in a whole new document and then bring it into your own layouts. Please don't do that. I'm just doing this for the purpose of teaching you what's different and what changes what. So quickly I'm going to go over these HTML codes. href is the code for links, so I'll make sure I have the basic HTML codes linked in the description below. And if you have any questions, just message me on Horseland, leave a comment in the YouTube comments, basically anything. I'll answer to the best of my abilities, and if not, we can hop on a Join Me, or I'll create a personal video for you. So these are the codes I'm using. Strong means you're making the text bold. The EM means you're italicizing text. I know old codes let you use the B for bold and then I for italicized. Those are no longer used in HTML. So I'm just going to try to transition you guys into what's current into the HTML CSS world. So basically I have all my styles set up just so it's going to blend in with my actual layout. So you can kind of see how it'll look like compared to my layout. So let's start off with coding our links. And basically, here are the things you can change. You can change your font size, your font family is the attribute you can use, which means basically you're changing what kind of font you're using, like Times New Roman, Arial, Tahoma, Georgia, Cambria, Comic Sans, that sort of thing. Font color, letter spacing, borders. You can make a line go through your text. Font weight and style are usually used for bold and italicized text. Some of these are there just for my reminder. For links, I usually use color, font size, font family, border. So I take away its natural border like it has already. So let's quickly do this. So basically, to change your font colors, you use the term color. Then you use a hex code. Let me quickly copy this color. Okay, so I already had my hex color. What you may not know is that this is darker than what my background is. We're going to change the font size. I'm going to change it to 12. Usually if you're just doing a link side by side with your text, do it the same size as your text. Making it bigger or smaller is just going to make it look unprofessional. Next what we're going to do is we're going to take away its natural border. So to do that you do text dash decoration and you do none. So let's go ahead and see what this is going to do. So we've changed the font color, we've changed the font size. Let's go ahead and change the font type, so font dash family. And just so you can see it clearly, we're going to make it Arial. Usually, depending on what you're doing, you can use a serif font. A serif means you're using like Times New Roman, Cambria, Georgia, text fonts like those. That's usually what I do. You can also use a sans serif font, which means like Arial, Comic Sans, Tahoma, Fernanda. But okay, so we have these 4 new attributes on here. So watch everything change. The color will change, the font size will change, the type of font it is will change, and the border will disappear. So watch this. So now it's a link with, basically it looks like it's just a text. Let's go ahead and add a new border to it, because we want the border to be what we want it to look like. So to do that, do border dash bottom colon. You can usually don't use a big border with your links. It's just unnecessary. So we're just going to do 2 pixels dotted. For borders, you can use a dotted, dashed, or solid border. A solid border is what I have around my text area. A dashed, the name really says it all. And basically for color, I just use the same color I'm using for the font. So watch, there'll be a border coming up below the text. Oops. So now there's a border. Okay, next we're going to do is add a letter spacing. So I know I've seen people on Horseland, they use letter spacing, which basically means the space between each letter here. So to do that, you do letter dash spacing, and you can pretty much use any number you want, but usually to keep it more professional or more interesting looking, use 1 or 2 pixels, not like 10. So watch what happens when I put a 10 letter spacing. So watch the text. In reality, I'd use something more like 2 pixels, so it should shrink back down. Okay. Now we're going to copy for your, so if you want the color to change when you hover over your link, the way you do this is you do a:hover. You change, usually I'll change my font color, my border bottom color, and then you can do other little things, but usually those are only 2 things you want to change. So color, let's see, I had a color picked. So now the color is going to change. So see, when I hover over it right now, it's not going to change colors. So let's reload. And now when I hover, right, let's use a lighter color than that. Let's just make it change to white. So now this will change to white when you hover over it. If you want the border to change with it, basically copy your border here and paste it. Just change the color to white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So see, right now only the text changes. When you reload it, it's now going to all change to white. So now, basically on everything else, you do the same thing. I usually keep the same color as my links. So just to, basically, web designers are lazy. They want things simple, they want to do it fast, and they want to get their job done. So basically, you're going to copy here, and to change your bold text, you put strong, and we're going to put our styles in. So when I'm changing the bold and emphasis and underline colors, I keep it the same color as my basic link. I keep it all unified and keep it all the same colors. But what you need to do to a bolded text, you need to make sure you add font -weight and then put bold. This will make sure you leave this text bold. So we're gonna refresh the page, and this text here, it will change colors. So now it's unified with this. This is what normal text looks like right now. Next thing we're going to do is you're going to basically paste the same thing we've been doing. So you're going to do the same thing for the strong color, or the strong. Here to call out your italicized text, you put EM. And to make sure your text stays italicized, you put font-style, and you put italic. So this will make sure you have italic text, and it'll make it look similar to this, but it's italicized. So watch this and it will change. Cool. Next thing we're going to do is the underlined text. Again, just copy and paste what you already done. This time you don't have to end font weight or font style. What we will do is we're going to do font-decoration, put none. Next you're going to do is border-bottom. Basically, I'm going to kind of use what I did here for the border on the links, but I'm going to make the border smaller so you can tell the difference. So I'm going to do 1 pixel dotted border with the same color, so the 43583A. And so we're going to refresh, and this is, didn't get rid of the normal border. So let's see why it didn't do that. Oh, if the code doesn't work, make sure you're writing the right thing down. It's text-decoration. So now that the default border will go away. Yep, okay. So finally what we're going to do is the line through text. And just to call that one out, you put S, which is calling out the strikeout text. We'll paste everything we've done so far. And basically this time we do text-decoration line-through. And that will change this font color. And basically unify it with everything else. So you see the text, the bold, italicized, underline, our links, and our line through text has now been changed to fit how we want it to look. Now we need to work on changing the normal text. So basically all this other text here that holds more important information. To do that, we're just going to go up to our body, and here we're going to do color, and instead of using it the same dark color we have, come down here to your hover, and I'm just going to take the white color we have and put it in here. So watch this text color change to white. So now we have white text. Now what we need to do is make it look the same as the other text, except it's normal. So font-size 12 pixels and font-family Arial. So now all the text will be more unified, but you'll see what's normal text and what's special text. See? Okay, so that's the end of part 1. Part 2, we will go over putting all what we learned here into our layout. So I will link to part 2 in the comments section below. So thanks.